That's okay.
Test 1, 2. You should hear me over the music. Do you hear me over the music? Test 1. Test. Do you hear anything?
What?
Do you hear me over the music?
Yeah, I hear you.
So I'm coming through on the recording.
Yeah.
Good.
I know, you told us. You're coming.
Okay, everyone find your seat. We're going to do some...
Take it easy. I'm glad your things are going well. Yeah, that's good. The manufacturing segment is starting to come alive.
Has been all year.
That's what's important. Okay,
And you know what? I'm not helping you with one. In fact, I'm making it worse. Because you buy one of our machines.
that's hiring.
That's right. Because they're getting busy, and they're making more money. That's as it should. And they're buying more of my machines. That's as it should be. Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. See ya.
Your job isn't to help the unemployment rate.
No. It's helped I like that approach.
Yeah.
Me especially.
Exactly. That's the one. That's number one. It's as it should be.
Well, we go in there sometimes saying about we can replace their employees too.
Is he a high D, low C?
Owen?
I know he's a high D, but his second name.
Carmen, can you, when you get back, see if you could pull up Erlen Russell's DISC? So Dan can see what his error is.
Well, then it's I. It's not C, then it's I. The reason I thought it was C is because he's very analytical in his approach to systematic approach to goals.
He's a great example of someone who is a high C being able to convert to be a really great salesperson.
Well, he is a high C.
Yeah.
Division of U.S. skills when I got in the chemicals group.
Because I didn't have such Honda.
We had week 49 for listening to.
Back when I was 20, 21 years old.
So Dina, if you'd like to bring recordings of your own telephone calls, we'll also listen to them. Okay. We tend to listen to about 4 minutes maximum of any one call, because most of the mistakes are made there. We're going to start at the top, Kevin, with Dan Knapp.
Dan now.
Good. We are recording this. Carmen assured me that it's working.
According to him?
We did a plug-in to make sure.
Got to check on you, Mike, make sure.
Yeah, we got the recording on, and Carmen plugged in to make sure the radio was working right. So we're in good shape. What we're going to do is listen to a few recordings of salespeople. A few people bought their appointment getters.
Yep.
Good. Dan,
Yeah.
you want to get Tim out of the smoker's lounge?
All right. Okay.
Yeah, he needs this.
So since he stepped out, we're going to start with Edie Bookman. Did we turn on the speaker?
Good morning, Volunteers of America. Rachel Allen wouldn't be in, would she?
What's wrong so far, Edie? And you didn't say who you were. The phone call begins to the gatekeeper. Hi, I'm Edie. Or you could be Marilyn. I don't care.
Hi, man.
You could say it that way, Tim.
Dan, that's Dan.
I thought he was Tyrone.
He's not Tim.
Okay. So we're taking a risk with the gatekeeper. Don't like to do that.
Hold on just a moment.
Got lucky.
Volunteers of America, this is Rachel. How can I help you? Rachel, Edie Bookman. I'm guessing that my name doesn't ring a bell, does it? Mm-mm. What can I help you? feel wasn't sure it would. Rachel, I haven't caught you at a bad time, have I? I'm looking for a little bit of help, and I'm not sure if you're the person in your company who can help me. Okay. May I take 30 seconds to tell you the purpose of my call, then you can decide if you should continue to talk further. Is that fair? Sure. I work for System 4 here in Cincinnati. You've probably never heard of us. Okay. We're a commercial cleaning company, and typically when I speak with decision makers like yourself, I hear things like, I'm frustrated with cleaning companies who don't do what they say they would do, and other times they tell me what makes them really angry is they're constantly having to babysit their cleaning service, and other times I hear them say they're embarrassed with how dirty their facility looks, and they have customers and visitors. And I don't want to pretend like I know your business, but is any of this relevant and worth a conversation? We are...
Who wants to characterize the way Edie was speaking? Tonality. It sounded wishy-washy to you because...
Unless she was reading.
It's a little bit sounded like you're reading. I know you know these scripts, but what else was she doing, Dina? If that's normal tonality, okay, someone who speaks with a monotone voice, every word is at the same tone or pitch. What I was hearing in Edie was this uptick in the pitch on a lot of your words, which is a question mark. It's questioning, okay? Probably not a good idea to put that in there. I know I've heard you sound a lot better.
I do that on pain words sometimes.
Sometimes on pain words where it fits, yes, but not on every word. Just listen to the last 10 or 15 seconds again, and tell me if you hear what I heard.
The angry is they're constantly having to babysit their cleaning service, and other times
Service.
they say they're embarrassed with how dirty their facility looks, and they have customers and visitors.
Visitors.
And I don't pretend like I know your business, but is any of this relevant and worth a conversation? We're actually really happy with our cleaners. Anytime like if something goes on, they have like feedback every week, and the owner like personally writes us and has somebody come back and clean up if there's something that was missed or anything like that. So we have a really good relationship with our cleaning business that we're currently with.
What should you say next, Dan?
I tell you something that you probably don't want to hear.
No, that was a good guess, though. It was a good guess. Nina, what do you think she should say next? 'Cause she's just the prospect has been complimenting their existing cleaning service. Dan.
First find out who the cleaning service is, and then ask the question,
So your answer is, first find out who the cleaning service is.
oh, you want,
What's the next strategy?
then say, everybody's perfect, or nobody's perfect.
That was a good guess. Anyone got another guess?
Let's pretend there's one thing we can change.
Before you do that, because that's the same thing that Dan wanted to do, you got to give this lady a stroke.
That's not unusual.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that. Everyone is stroke deprived. She's begging you for a stroke, Edie. Give her the stroke. It doesn't cost you any money out of your paycheck to give a stroke. Okay?
And who are you currently with? We're with Maypro in Florence.
Without the stroke, and who are you currently with? That's abrasive. I know you're not an abrasive person. You're a nice person, right? Good, so give the stroke.
They're actually just down the street from us, so kind of local business that we like to support. If
They're a local business, Gene, that we like to support. What do you do next?
That's great.
Stroke, Dan had it. You give a stroke. It doesn't cost you any money. Leave out the stroke. I hope you're calling to New York City or Chicago, where people are abrasive naturally and they're used to it.
Maypro could do one thing better, what would it be? Nothing really. We've actually hired several of their workers to work part-time for us. So, pretty much think they have pretty quality employees. And you probably feel that it's unfair to take a look at what else is available to you in the marketplace. Yeah, we've had a...
Tim, is that the right script line? Open up your appointment getter.
You go back to
You know, in the call right there, Edie's battling for her life, and you opened up your appointment getter, right? And you briefly read the line. That's not an appointment getter. It looks like an appointment.
Yeah. Do you have one at this table?
You said you made the decision never to look anywhere else, even if they could do more for you.
This is a slightly older generation. The whole line would have been, what car do you want, Tim?
14.0.
Card, I'm happy with my current supplier.
I already have a supplier.
I'm happy with my current supplier. Is there a card like that?
No, this is I already have
Or already have a supplier? And your choice would be?
And you made a decision never to look anywhere else, even if they could do more for you.
Mm-hmm. Not bad. What did Edie say?
She said something like,
Yeah.
and you're not. She tried to do number 5.
Which was, we don't try, we do. You got away with that one.
Okay.
He got away with it. He got away with it. You weren't fast enough, Dan.
She incompletely used number 5.
Ah.
Partially used number 5.
Dina, in a Broadway play, if you leave out half of your lines, what do you think happens to you as an actress? Yeah, the director points the door to you, and they're going to bring understudy Jean in to do your part. Yeah, you'd look good in our costumes. Probably not, but at least you know your lines. You gotta hit the lines. And you think it would be unfair to your current supplier, Probate, to look at anybody else. That's what it should have sounded like.
I think they have pretty quality employees. And you probably feel that it's unfair to take a look at what else is available to you in the marketplace. Yeah, we've had assessments, but everything kind of pretty much comes back around the same price. They're actually a little more expensive. So to us, they're affordable, they're local, and they do pretty good work. So we've been pretty...
What?
She's so wishy-washy.
This is Miss Wishy-Washy you were talking to.
Sometimes she's also not decision making. She has some knowledge of who's coming in clearly, but she's using we quite a bit.
We're not talking to the decision maker.
I believe she even said at one point that
Yeah, we're not talking to the decision maker.
happy with them. Because we're in Fort Wright, Kentucky, actually, too.
We're local.
What the hell does that matter now? Have we blown up this prospect?
No, she said number candy instead.
Right. What's the strongest move you could take right there, Gene? Strongest move.
as opposed to dumping the candy.
You want to steer? Let him borrow the cards.
I would say
Good luck.
Let's pretend we could offer you better service than even the contract. What would happen?
That's fair. That's good. Let's pretend it was free. What would happen? Dina, did this lady sound like she was ever going to change cleaning companies?
No.
No, you got nothing to lose. Let's pretend it was free. What would happen then? Put some TNT under them. Let's go to the next call. Haberer, the air conditioning people. No mistakes, Edie.
Steve, this is Edie. Sean wouldn't be in, would he?
Somewhere. Hold on one second.
Thanks.
Guy gatekeepers almost always let you through. Answering the phone is not my regular job. My regular job is to handle customers' orders, counter, whatever. They're just going to get rid of you. They're going to pass you through. Thank you for joining us, Steve. Everyone gets a lesson learned sheet. You got a lesson learned sheet, Dan? Do me a favor, hand one to everyone, Dan.
This Sean, can I help you?
Sean, Edie Bookman.
Hi.
I'm guessing that my name doesn't ring a bell, does it?
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry.
Perfect.
Tonality was dead on right there. That's the Edie Bookman that I want to hear every time.
Right.
Not a big deal, wasn't sure it would. Sean, I haven't caught you at a bad time.
Did you hear how your tonality actually went down on some of the words? You're there on this call.
Have I?
No.
I'm looking for a little bit of help, and I'm not sure if you're the person in your company who can help me.
Okay.
May I take 30 seconds and tell you the purpose of my call, then you can decide if we should continue to talk further. Is that fair?
Yes.
She's in complete control. Versus the last one where when your voice goes up like that, it naturally opens up a window for them to jump you.
Yeah. Now, in listening to this call so far, I'd say the first 20 seconds were much better than where you are now, okay? But you're still okay.
I work for System 4 here in Cincinnati. You probably never heard of us.
No, the name rings a bell.
We're a commercial cleaning company, and typically when I speak with business owners like yourself, I hear things like, I'm frustrated with cleaning companies who don't do what they say they would do. Other times they tell me what makes them really angry is they're constantly having to babysit their cleaning service. And other times I hear them say they are embarrassed with how dirty their facility looks when they have customers and visitors. And I don't want to pretend like I know your business, but is any of this relevant and worth the conversation?
Who wants to characterize this 20 seconds with the first 20 seconds in this same call with Edie?
It's great.
Perfect.
Yeah. It is.
9.8.
No, not 9.8. She was 9.8 in the first 20 seconds.
Oh.
Here she's dropped down to 70.
Comparing it to the other, okay.
Oh, compared to the first call, this is 98% better. But first 20 seconds of this call to the last 20 seconds. My comparison is, Edie, you're killing yourself. You're rushing. You're rushing through the script. Yes, you are hitting every word, saying the word, but the pacing changed dramatically. This guy, at the minimum, what I heard him, he sounded medium to slow, Steve. Fair? And Edie is rushing, so she's getting a bigger mismatch. You want to stay as close to the pace of the other person as you can. And if you're not sure, don't rush.
Actually, the person we have does an outstanding job.
Dina, what's the pace of this guy? Fast, medium, or slow?
Well, I mean, you can see if he's right.
No, I wasn't asking about his IQ. I was asking his speed. Fast, medium, or slow? Speed of speech.
Slow.
And what speed is Edie running?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, 2 trains passing in the night.
So we're not really actively looking at this time.
Gene, what'd you hear?
He's a little wishy-washy on that, we're not actually.
Not really.
We, corporate we.
Yeah.
Is he the decision maker, Gene?
Probably not.
Probably not.
And do you use a service, or do you
Don't step on other people's lines. If he's speaking, don't speak.
use a
We use a service, but they're just a very, very small company.
And nobody's perfect. If they could do one thing better, what would it be?
That's great. Strokes. Lots of strokes.
Give the stroke there. Doesn't hurt you to give the stroke. That's great. I'm glad to hear you support small local companies. What did you say the name of the company was? Did he give the name, Kevin?
You wouldn't be able to tell me the name of the company.
Oh, great, folks. We've taken a lot of business from XYZ. But no one is perfect. If XYZ could do one thing better for you, what would that be? Great folks at XYZ. We've taken a lot of business from them. But if XYZ could do just one thing better for you, what would that be? No one is perfect. That line is straight out of The Appointment Getter.
I'm not sure what you're trying to ask.
Why did he go there?
I'm confused.
He was confused.
I think partially because the pacing's off, he's not.
Pacing is off. He may be speaking slow, but he's probably thinking slow too. And so when Edie goes in medium fast mode, he's lost.
You probably feel that it's unfair for them to take a look at what else is available to you in the marketplace?
No, I mean, they do an outstanding job for a good price point, and there's just, I mean, when those two conditions are very good, there really is no reason to look.
What would you say next, Steve? There is no reason to look.
What if there was a reason, what would it be?
So you made a decision never to change.
That's good. That's good. What else could she have said right there?
So you made a decision never to change.
Let's pretend there was something better in the marketplace. You wouldn't want to find out about it. Go negative reverse into them.
What if I told you we had better service or lower price, what would happen next?
Dale Carnegie, 1912. Stand up on the soapbox in Gramercy Park. If I could show you a way, you're going to get shot down so fast, Tim, it's not funny.
If I could just open up a path.
Let's pretend there was a better way at a better price, at a better price point. You wouldn't consider changing. Take it away from them. Imagine, Edie, a pirate ship. This is what I see when I make these calls. And you're having someone walk the plank, okay, at sword point. And then you give them a saw, right? And you say, saw the plank off behind you. That's what that negative reverses. Make the prospect saw the plank off and fall into the water. They won't want to do it.
Okay, as we know, cleaning companies can slip sometimes. Can we check back with you in 30, 60, 90 days?
You can check back in.
What should she have said, Gene?
Well, I guess it means the call is over. I'm going to ask you a few marketing questions.
That's good.
Sounds like it's over.
Sounds like it's over.
You wouldn't be able to help me, would you?
We got a company rule. Blame the company rule, Edie. I got to mark down on everyone's call 30, 60, or 90 days. Or B, you can give me the name of someone you know that needs a janitorial service, and I'll cross their name out with yours. Which should I do?
90 days would be fine.
Okay, I'll check back with you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye.
Was that a legitimate, definite future?
No.
Oh, what was missing?
Date?
What day in 90 days? Do you mean you want me to call you on December 15th? What time should I call you? 3:30 p.m.? And when I call you on December 15th at 3:30, specifically what would you want me to say to jog your memory? Use their words when you make the call back. But if you don't get them here, the call on December 15th is going to sound like this one, and we're not going to get any place. Let them give you what the crack in the armor is or the kink in the armor. That's the same call, isn't it? Supported living. We did that one. What's that?
The ring.
Awesome ring. Now we're going to go back to Dan. This is RSUs.
RSUs, this is Corey. Good afternoon, Corey. How you doing? Good, how are you? Doing pretty good. My name's Dan.
Wait a minute. Where are those lines?
How you doing?
How you doing? Dan, let me tell you about my root canal. It's terribly painful. I've got no sensation in my whole tongue. Can you hear what I'm saying? Come on.
It's 2 weeks in a row for that one, too.
Yeah. Put your hand out in front of you. Give me a slap. Good. No, how are you? If you're talking to your mom or a friend, yeah, you can do it if you want, but this is a business call. It's a business call.
I'm actually not too sure if you can help me, Corey, but you wouldn't know who oversees the cleaning at your facility, would you?
That part was good, negative reverse.
I have no idea, actually.
Would you have someone that would have the actual authority to hire on a cleaning service? Or that's
Our manager does that here, but I know he's happy with the cleaning service we have.
What's the rule? No mind reading, start at the top. So that's exactly where you go.
I don't know who it is, though. I don't even know, but they come on the weekend, we're not here, so.
well, we went. Well,
Who would know? Or you wouldn't know who would know.
Well, you just said the manager. Should you say he would be available to speak with them?
Yeah, then you got confused.
what I'm wondering is if I could speak with the individual, so I guess the manager, not the actual cleaning service itself.
Okay, hang on one second.
Missing a name. Get a name. I'm going to be transferred to who?
Thank you for holding. This is Mike. May I help you?
Good afternoon, Mike. I haven't caught you at a bad time, have I?
No, not at all.
My name is Dan Knapp. I'm actually not too sure if you're the person who can help me, but I can tell you why I called and you decided we should.
Is that the start of the call, Edie? Get the contact on the phone. How's the call supposed to begin?
Hi, this is Dan. I've got you back.
You got that part, then you jumped and left a piece of the script out.
Are you doing the no-pressure cold call, or are you doing the, hey, then you're not following the script?
What's the next line, Kevin?
My name doesn't ring a bell.
Yes,
does
and
it?
my name doesn't ring a bell, does it?
Okay, that's called what, Dan? Good. What is the pattern interrupt do?
It sends their thought other ways, so that way.
Right. This is the mental whack in the head to get their attention, to get their brain out of whatever they were thinking of before the phone rang and into your call. We got to do that pattern interrupt. It's important. We don't leave it out.
You're talking, it's actually someone else I should be speaking with. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Mike, I work for your System 4 in the North Kentucky and Greater Cincinnati area. I help individuals with their commercial janitorial cleaning. But Mike, typically when I've actually been speaking,
I help individuals with their janitorial cleaning. Steve, is Dan selling with that statement residential or commercial janitorial services?
Well, we said individual, so that's,
I didn't say commercial.
You're right. You did.
individual would be residential, I would think.
Yeah. So you moved into a never land. Okay.
Commercial.
I help companies.
Oh, with individuals, okay.
Well, it's even different than that, that's not what
What's the script say?
I help business owners.
no, it doesn't even say I help. Typically, when I speak with business owners like yourself, I hear things like, what's written
Then
down?
they do it.
We stay with the script. Okay. You know, if you're Robin Williams and you're magic with improvisation, usually Robin Williams needs to be on a lot of Quaaludes or something.
Be hard to find nowadays.
Yeah. But he was positively insane.
Nano.
I know.
That's all.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That show's a little bit too old for you.
But you can get episodes on YouTube.
Too old for Dan and me.
The real issue, Dan, is we want the script was well scripted. Edie stuck with the script. You know, win, lose, or draw, we're going to shoot with the script, okay? You can choose 1 or 3 scripts. No pressure cold call, 2 objection cold call, or where do you suppose? Purpose and goal when they return your call.
a lot of cleaners and owners, I've heard that the cleaners have become complacent. They've been frustrated with them not showing up, and other times they're just angry to have to babysit them. But I'm not going to pretend like I know your business, but you haven't had any issues like this, have you, Mike?
No, I actually haven't.
Dan, how many swings at his head did you take with the bat? 2. I heard 2. Nina heard 2.
There were 3, but they were weak.
two good strong swings.
First one was real quick.
Yeah, take a good swing at his head with the bat.
To be perfectly honest with you, we've had the same cleaning company probably for 5 or 6 years now.
Okay.
And I've had no issues with them. I know we went through several people before we got to the one we have now. And the ones we have now, I mean, they're great.
Okay. It's why I asked my guy, who's doing the cleaning, well, who has been doing the cleaning for you?
You know what, let me look up their name. I actually don't know it offhand.
Not the decision maker.
Not likely the decision maker.
What's that check every month?
In your world, where you're dealing with small offices, yeah. I don't even write the check, and I know the name of the cleaning company because I see it on the guy's shirts.
Yeah, but he's also got, he has the ability to look it up fast. Still a possibility.
Yeah, he's looking at
He may not be the one that actually writes the check.
Office pride. Office pride. You're so today, which is very competitive with. Well, I understand you're very satisfied with it, but nobody's perfect. If they could just do one thing better, you could even just wave a magic wand and make it happen. What would that be?
Don't combine two lines.
Yeah, you stole a line at one place and added it. I'm not going to bip you for that. I'm going to give you a compliment because you did give the guy a stroke and you did get the name of the other company.
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty happy with what they've been doing.
He said, I don't know.
He did now.
If you did know, throw the reverse in.
Pretty happy.
Wishy-washy.
Really.
Okay. So do you feel that it was
Is okay in the script?
Yeah.
No?
First time you
Give him
said it, though.
strokes. Give him strokes. Not okay.
Oh, write it down in front of you. Take a pen up. Write down. I will not say, put it on your lesson learned sheet. I will not say okay.
be unfair to office pride to take a look at what else might be available to you in the marketplace?
Truthfully, I mean, it's such a minor expense to me, relatively speaking, and I'm happy with what they've been doing. It really.
Are we happy with the decision maker? That we're talking to the decision maker now, Steve.
Yeah.
It's such a
Said
minor expense to
To
me.
me, that's,
Yeah, we got Mr. Big here. So is Mr. Big Dina worth another hit with the bat to see what happens?
Yeah, he is.
Absolutely. Throw another bullet at him.
Something I'm interested in doing. I mean, if they were doing a crappy job or whatever, I would definitely be open to what you got to offer. But I'm happy with them.
Why? We find when someone's been with a cleaning company for 5 years, they never change. But I want this guy to prove himself wrong. People never argue with their own information, they argue with yours. So when he discovers that he would throw him out, all of a sudden we've changed the tide. We've got to change the tide in this call, because this, Steve, you're not in the janitorial business, but you've hired janitors before, right?
Yep.
Is Dan in a losing position here so far in this call? Guy's perfectly happy with his existing supplier?
maybe not totally out of work yet.
But he's losing.
Yeah.
He's losing.
Yeah. But I can't say that it's his fault.
Hey, Dan's doing a good job. He made the dial.
Yeah.
Okay, he recorded the call. He's ahead of the game. Because he's getting to learn from his mistakes.
And I think we get a fair price. So.
Okay, yeah, because the main thing is we wanted to see if there's that opportunity to
Think we're getting a fair price.
Stroke and then John Day.
Didn't he interrupt though?
Interrupted. You know,
How do you know?
yeah.
You wouldn't want to know you're getting a fair price, would you? You wouldn't
Absolutely. How many would want to know they're getting a fair price for something?
want-
You know,
about to say-
I saw an ad. This is the truth.
You wouldn't want to know.
What?
That's the way you say that.
I saw an ad, yeah. I saw an ad for a solid state hard disk drive for this little computer, $159. I nearly fell out of my chair, Steve, because I'd never seen a solid state drive, 256 gigabyte capacity at that price point. I said, wow, I got to buy it. But all of a sudden I woke up and the emotion of the price went by, and I picked up the phone and called Brad Green, my IT guy, and I said, Brad, $159. Should I buy it? Great price. He said, Mike, that wouldn't be such a smart idea. It's a slow processor. It'll make it appear faster, but it's still a slow processor. And anyway, Mike, for $159, you can get a whole new machine. Why the hell would you waste money on a disk drive that's going to take time, money, and effort to put inside the machine? I said, oh. So $159, which seemed cheap, ain't the right price. He said, no, it's not the right price. Tell me it was $29. Okay, so just because the price was fair 5 years ago doesn't mean he's getting a fair price today.
Free service to be more cost effective for you guys. When was the last time you actually compared those?
Probably a couple years ago. I mean, they were always right in line with everybody.
Okay. So it's been a while since you've actually compared it all. Well, it probably doesn't make sense.
Nothing in your business changed in the last 3 to 5 years, has it?
I get that it probably doesn't make sense to spend 20 or 30 minutes.
Look. He's attempting to prove you ridiculous, so you go more ridiculous. Nothing in your business has changed in the last 5 years. You haven't added more employees to your staff. You haven't reduced them. Kevin, if we go back 3 years in your business, 4 years, did you have the same number of employees?
No.
Oh, Steve, in your business, 4 years ago, did you have the same number of employees?
No.
Oh, so a fair price for janitorial for 4 years ago would not be fair today.
Might be.
You don't even own the goddamn building. How could it be fair?
So just go, so you prefer, well, that's not unusual. Probably nothing's changed in your business in the last 5 years.
Yeah, he's told you he's got this guy's 5 years. Let's pretend they went from working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, to, I just ran into one of these this week, a company that went to 4 10-hour days. Lady company owner, she wanted to close the company 1 day a week.
Employees love that too.
Some will, some won't. Sometimes it doesn't make any sense. She thought she could get away with it. Advertising agency business. You know what that meant? That the owner is going to work harder. Because that fifth day where she thinks she's taking it off, she ain't taking it off.
You have to spend 20 or 30 minutes of your time with one of my service representatives just to perform an inspection to see if we could provide that higher level of service and see if it is possible to save you some money. Would it?
No, not at this time.
Okay. I understand. You know why I bother changing cleaning service providers? You looked at other cleaning proposals and didn't change. So the price is great and the quality of cleaning is superior and the service is outstanding. It's a fair statement?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. Well, it sounds like you definitely got a hold on things right now, Mike. But what I'd like to do is, we've seen great situations before just completely slip on people, and if you do have that...
Where would you have gone right there, Tim?
Referral.
Your name is Tim. I got two Dans.
Just saying.
So we got Tim Dan over there.
Sounds like it's over.
Sounds like it's over.
What could I have said to make the outcome different?
Right. Take it to over. Sam, I'm going to give you a coin for that one because you deserve it for that one. The rule is go for a no. The way to get a sale moving is to go for a no.
Yeah.
Now that it's over, do you mind if I ask you a marketing question? What would I have had to have said here today to make the outcome different? He says nothing, that's the way it is. Then you say, sure, I got a company rule. I need to ask you for referrals and introductions, or some form thereof, live paper.
That drop in service, we want to be there to be a resource for you. So
So we're 4 minutes, we're going to move on to the next call. Dan, you get the idea? in the end, you didn't turn this one around, did you?
No, I just got his email address and some information and how many times I just pretty much qualified him.
Okay, so we're going to go to Green Bay Packaging, Dan. This,
Green Bay Packaging?
we're going to send you to Green Bay on a sales call. Watch this, I'll actually get this one.
December.
I once refused to go to Duluth on a sales call in the middle of the winter because there's no daylight there.
It's a hard decision.
How are you?
You been there?
I've been there in the fall when it's cold.
Dark.
Green Bay Packaging, Tom.
Good afternoon, Tom. I'm Dan. I've caught you at a bad time. How about
Eating lunch, but
Oh, well,
I doubt
you
it.
want me to contact you back at a better time? Maybe think free for a little bit.
well, what do you need?
Well, Tom, I'm actually not too sure if you're the person who can help me, but I can tell you why I called, and then you can decide if we should continue the talk or if it's someone else I should be speaking to. Is that okay?
Yep.
Tom, I work here in the northern Kentucky and greater Cincinnati area, and I help individuals with their commercial janitorial cleaning. But typically, actually, when I've been speaking with decision makers, I've been hearing they've been upset with their companies not meeting their expectations, frustrated with them not showing up, and let's face it, angry to have to babysit their cleaners. But Tom, I don't.
Let's face it.
Other times.
Oh. What would the director say?
Cut.
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 If you can't get the lines right, there's the door. The
Take 32.
Understudy.
understudy, you're going to get the part. You gotta hit your lines. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be extremely good. Steve, he's going to be perfect, but extremely good.
Pretend like I know your business, but this isn't relevant to you, is it?
No, we actually just switched links.
None of these are relevant. Okay, you just gave him 3 whacks, so it was plural.
You might-
Thank you.
I was on the Sandler website, and I was looking down there. They're talking about going down the paying funnel,
Mm-hmm.
and basic, there was I printed it out, was a transitioning from an upfront contract to finding pain,
Mhm.
and it said, like, read off the 3 things that we do, and it said, like, which one of these is the biggest challenge for your business? Like, would you
You could use
apply
that.
line instead? Because the way I look at it is that line just asks for a no, and where if you go, okay, no.
You were listening, first of all, to a
Mike Webster.
a course, or you were listening to one of the podcasts in Sandler Online. Okay.
Well, I looked one of their topics, and I saw transitioning from upfront contract to paying. And I
Okay, so what is the last thing you do in the upfront contract compartment, Gene, before you go to paying? What? No. No, give me back a chip. Give it to Tim. No, the last thing you do, Steve, in the upfront contract compartment to protect yourself. You ever have sales calls where stuff goes wrong?
That's my biggest fear.
Yeah, my biggest fear. My biggest fear is I'm going to forget to ask you for an introduction or a referral. So at the end of the meeting, Dina, if I forget, could you remind me? My biggest fear is, even though you agreed, Edie, that you're not going to say, I want to think it over, you're going to attempt to go back to think it over. That's not going to happen here today, is it?
Zero.
Whatever the biggest leak is that you have, that's how you end the upfront contract compartment.
Well, my point was, are you okay with using that instead of, I don't pretend to know what's going on in your business, but are any of these relevant, saying, well, which one of these 3 are the biggest challenge to your business? And then it says, when they say it, then you ask.
Which is the
why.
biggest challenge for you?
For you, and then you
Keep
say,
pain personal.
Then you say, I have to babysit my cleaners, and you say, well, why? And it gets them talking about it.
That's another way to handle
You
it.
okay with
I'm
that?
okay with that.
That also sounds like it could be helpful in fishing out if somebody is the real decision maker.
Yeah.
Because when you ask a question along those lines, if they can't answer it,
They've all of a sudden played open-faced poker.
But it just goes more directly to fishing and get more pain than the other line. So you're okay with that?
I'm okay with that. try it 100 times in a day, and then tell me what the results were.
Well, I want to try it fast.
Yeah, try it 100 times and compare it to 5 days where you didn't do it, and say, hey, Mike, this is either a lot better for me personally, I can handle it, or Mike, it wasn't any better, or maybe it was even worse. And we can draw the conclusion based on Tim, not based on Gene or Dan or Nina, based on Tim. A lot of this is your delivery and the comfort level of the way you say the words.
You just switched between companies? Okay, who are you going with right now?
Corpus.
Corpus is doing it. Good folks over there. Be very competitive with them. Well, nobody's perfect though, Tom.
You took a good line and just took the air out of it.
Good. It should have sounded like,
Corvus, great folks over there. Taking a lot of clients from them.
you missed that line. We've taken a lot, good folks, Corvus, we've taken a lot of clients from them.
That we compete very well with them, but it's like, it takes your bullet out of your gun and fills it with a blank. You make the noise, but you don't have the effect.
Yeah. He's good. He's good. Blanks.
Corpus could do one thing better on the cleaning path. They've been performing for you. What would that be?
Another miss. I think you left out the words, no one is perfect.
No, I said no one.
You did say that?
Yeah, it's just the truth.
Probably dusting blinds.
Just kind of like cutting corners?
Yeah.
All right. Well, when was the last time you guys actually compared to see what else might be available too in the marketplace to make sure that you're getting the competitive rate?
I had a couple bids before. I had one with Corvus here. Just, I think we've probably been with them for about, I think, 2 or 3 months now.
So you've been with them for about 2 or 3 months, okay?
Yep.
And, well,
If he'd have told me that he just switched, I wouldn't ask when the last time he got a bid was.
He's just getting more information. I'm not sure that's a big difference, Dan.
Here's something, if they just switched and they're already cutting corners, a perfect line there is, can I tell you something that might upset you?
Just keep listening.
And he's going to say, sure.
But instead of, I would have gone there right away, because you already had him admit that he was cutting corners. So can I tell you something that might upset you? If the company's
Sure,
already-
tell me.
If the company's already starting to cut corners, we find that it's never going to get better. But you're probably not interested in I guess you're probably not interested. What's that?
Any company that wouldn't cut corners.
Yeah.
Tim's got it.
Yeah.
Dina, would you work with a company that was cutting corners? Doing less work than they contracted for? You'd be upset with that if you were paying the bill, right? Yeah. I hire a guy to mow my lawn. I discovered I'm not too good at that, Gene. In fact, a few years ago I sold my lawnmower. But I actually expect the guy to mow 100% of the lawn, not 95%.
So the one patch in the corner of your yard that's 6 feet high is a problem?
Pisses me off.
can I tell you something that you might not want to hear, Tom?
Sure.
Typically, we find that if there's any issues within the first 3 months that a company's actually starting, whether that be cutting corners or, not dusting blinds or anything that may possibly happen, they're only going to get worse over time from what we've found. So if you're having kinks now, it's just going to get even worse as you further the relationship. But it wouldn't make sense, for you to just spend about 20 or 30 minutes of your time with one of our cleaning representatives to see if we could maybe provide you with a higher level of service and be more cost effective for you.
What words could you have substituted in there? Yeah, there was a lot of words. You probably don't want to have a backup vendor ready to step in on an instant's notice.
You probably wouldn't want a vendor that actually doesn't cut.
You wouldn't want someone to step in on instant notice. You wouldn't.
Yeah. I would give me a couple more months. I'm going to give them about 6 months as a trial, and then I'll start making some other offers.
The dust won't pile up too bad in 6 months. Throw gasoline on the fire.
What's going to be different in 6 months?
The dust is going to be deeper.
Why Why are you?
Okay, all right. Tom, do you have an email address?
I go for the pipeline on this one.
Look, go for a no. Don't be so agreeable. You're agreeing yourself out of a deal.
So I could send out the information to you by any chance?
Yeah, it's T
Why do you want, you send in, get his email address, okay?
at GBP or greenbaypackaging.com.
All right. Is it just GBP, right? No Green Bay packaging?
Nope.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I can go ahead and send you out some information, Matt. Like I said, my name's Dan Matt. But if you do continue to have any of these changes arise, just understand that we're here to be a resource for you, okay? I'm going to send that out your way. Tom, do you mind taking down just my name and number, just in case?
Yeah, it's the,
Steve, in your business, you send out literature? Edie, you think sending out literature is beneficial?
No, I mean, there's some people that, I mean, when they say something
It almost never works. What does work? Dina, why do you think I'm okay with Dan collecting email addresses?
so that he can put that in his particular file to call in the future.
Wrong, but that was a good guess.
Just to put on an email newsletter.
Yes. You need to touch 100% of the desirable opportunities 100% of the time. You folks are making 100 calls a day. You collect 100 email addresses. That's 500 email addresses a week times 4 weeks. That's how much, Dina? 2,000 a week. 50 weeks a year. That's how much? 100,000 email addresses. You send out a simple blast email once a month saying, you know, hey, I'm System 4. We work with companies who are unhappy about the janitorial services. Let me tell you the success story of when we took over Delta Airlines. When they get that, your name, and they get that every month for 6 months, Dan, then you're going to get top of mind awareness. Sending them literature one time will never work. Almost never work. 6, 8, 10, 12, 24 months of you, Dina, sending me an email telling me how you have helped people with fire extinguishers.
Well, the person opening the mail is probably going to throw it away anyway.
Yeah, you had a secretary at the old company, Custom Rail, and their orders were third-class mail.
Don't want any junk mail.
No junk mail. What about the bills from the electric company, Duke? You want those?
No,
No, they go to the accountant.
no, we gotta deal with it.
Now, how about a first-class letter addressed to you?
Personal and confidential, I'm going to look at it.
And in fact, if your secretary, Dina, opened it before you got it, you're going to be upset with Dina, right?
Yep.
Personal and confidential first-class mail gets through. Now, email, to some degree, even gets through. But when you send in 100,000 emails a month out, Kevin, what does that cost you?
A lot of money.
No, it doesn't. It's almost free. It could probably cost you $50 a month on Constant Contact or Swift Page.
Email blast, it costs a lot of money.
You know, I spent less than $40 a month for Swift Page. We send 4,000 emails a day.
Yeah, you have it already set up.
No, there's no setup charges. Some of the emails are pretty sloppy. It's just top of mind awareness. Okay? Direct mail, first class mail is much more expensive.
And contact me if they really just get a rock bottom on you.
Okay.
Let's go to the next
All
call.
right, it's, you got that on me?
Tim
All
Gallagher.
right, it's Dan Knapp, and you spell that K-N.
K-N-A-P-P.
Bam.
What happened here? Tim at Comprehensive Foot Care. Boy, we all need foot care, Dan.
Thank you for calling the office of Drs. Buckfish, Server, Swampscott, and Feldman. Office hours are Monday through
I love the
Thursday,
doctors'
8
names.
a.m. to 5 p.m. Friday, 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. We are closed for lunch from 11:45 to 1 p.m. If you are calling from a hospital or doctor's office, please dial through. Please hold a moment.
Our janitorial service, would you?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah,
Yes.
Is this Sal?
Yes, this is Sal.
my name's Tim Gallagher. My name doesn't ring a bell with you, does it? No. Not a big deal. I wasn't sure it would. Sal, have I caught you at a bad time this morning? No.
Have I caught you at a bad time? Gene, it should have been negative. You left out one word.
Okay, I'm looking for a little bit of help. I'm not sure if you're the person in the company that would need to speak to. What I'd like to do is take 30 seconds of your time, tell you why I'm calling, then you can decide if we need to talk further. Would that be fair? Okay. Okay. Sal, I work for System 4 here in the Columbus area. You've probably never heard of us. We're a commercial cleaning company. Typically when I speak with decision makers such as yourself, I'm hearing they're frustrated with cleaning services that don't do what they say they're going to do, and other times they're angry they have to babysit their cleaners all the time, and still even other times they're embarrassed when they walk in their office in the morning and it looks like it hasn't been cleaned the night before. I don't want to pretend like I know what's going on with your business, but is any of this relevant and worth the conversation? Well,
The tonality was awesome.
What?
The tonality was excellent.
Yeah, Tonality was great.
I mean, that was one of the smoothest and least scripted sounding.
You know what I liked about it? The breathing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, the biggest.
Well, you take your breaths were right. You know, in a script, you make a diacritical mark of where you take a breath. Great.
Glad we played this one out then.
we got one of our employees that takes care of that. Really? Sal, can I ask you a question that may surprise you? Would it surprise you to know that typically we find...
You asked the question. You didn't give him a chance to answer.
He said, yeah. And he's running. That's what I heard.
One of our employees.
Go ahead.
Really? Sal, can I ask you a question that may surprise you? Would it surprise you to know that typically we found that when employees do the cleaning for their employers, the employer is generally paying twice as much as they really have to and getting half the cleaning? No, I don't think that we're in that shape because I know what we were paying the professional cleaner, and I know we're paying this girl like we're paying the bears at work, and she's doing just fine.
Two things that they could do right here. She's been doing just fine. What do we say?
Just fine means.
Good. Reverse the wishy-washy word. Second thing is,
He said, I don't think that's happening here.
You wouldn't want
Would
to
it be
see
worth
it.
20 minutes to find out?
you wouldn't want to be sure. You wouldn't want our free diagnostic
What
service.
do you think you would go for first?
What's that?
From the response to this, do you think you would go with, well, just fine means, or do you think you'd rather go with this, they'll have it?
You got nothing to lose, so I throw the hardball, not the softball.
We're not that big. All right, let me ask you this, Sal. Nobody's perfect. It's the girl you have doing your cleaning. I got one thing that come to give me a quote and all. And, you know, one outfit will come once a week, and then outfit will come 3 times a week. There's no need to come 3 times a week, you know. Right. It isn't that big. And I think we're all right the way we are. But
What do you do here?
In there.
It's not ready to go to next, Steve.
It's not unusual.
Take it away from him. This guy sound comfortable? Sound like you got no pain, Gene?
No, it sounds like he's always, so doesn't want to be on the phone.
What pain do you want to find? If you know what you're looking for, you might find it. What issue? Kevin talked about it on the radio show. The biggest issue, what?
Workers' comp?
Workers' comp. So somehow that's got to work into your
You
conversation.
said surprise, so you could still go with, well, then can I tell you something that may upset you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, tell me.
We typically find that if the cleaner is cleaning not the role of a cleaner, and they're just working as an actual employee, if they were to slip and fall,
As a secretary
they wouldn't be covered.
by your workers' comp.
Before you would.
Couldn't you go at it like, let's pretend your cleaner was cleaning and that's not their role, and they fell. What would happen next?
They fell, tripped, broke their leg,
Yeah. What would
strained their ankle.
They'd probably say workers' comp.
Workers' comp? Oh,
Are you sure?
happen?
what would workers' comp say if this employee was doing work that's outside of their specification? classified them as administrative, secretarial, and they're doing janitorial involving lifting and mopping.
Now, I had a call a couple weeks ago, and the guy said he would fire him. And then he said, of course, workers' comp will cover him.
Really?
Yeah.
When you spoke to your workers' comp insurance representative, what did they tell you? How much extra would you have to pay per month to cover the person doing the mopping, dusting, and other janitorial services above and beyond the lowest cost classification, because it's safest, administrative?
Can I say that, like, the workers' comp will always be like, well, they have to cover their employees under
Oh.
workers' comp.
But you've classified your employees as the job title. Steve, when you had the company Custom Rail, didn't you have to classify people?
Yeah, his office vendors factory.
Oh, and you paid more for the office people? Less. The factory people who moved wood and ran dangerous equipment, you paid a lot more for?
Yeah.
That the answer? And if you classified Gene as an office worker, but you had him moving wood in the warehouse and he fell and hurt his back, would that have been covered under your workers' comp? He's an office worker, classified as an office worker. You had him moving wood
Yes, but it would have jacked your rate.
dramatically.
So that'd be a way to find out if they're the true DMs.
Right.
If you know that in class, you probably won't be able to.
Do you have some workers' comp regulations in the office that your people could read about job classification and what the penalties are for misclassifying employees? Can you get that?
Yeah,
I can lend me your card in case she ever quit, so we let her go or something like that. Okay, yeah, I don't file.
Don't be so agreeable.
You have an email address you can send that to? Yeah, and that, you can email it to me, or you can send it in real to me. Okay, what's your email? What's your email address? My email address is kumba575yahoo.com. Okay. I'll get that right over to you now. And one other question. We have a company policy that, like, I just need to pay you back every 30, 60, or 90 days, or you could give me the name of somebody else who might be able to use our service. Do you know anybody else in your area that will possibly use it?
Negative. You don't know anyone.
Me, I don't know anybody. I'm 82 years old. I'm about ready to
I know I get it too. I'm using that, so one person is using that.
83?
but I don't make those $8 an hour here. All right, so.
Why don't you tell them you're 83?
The only thing I can tell you is the people who we rent the building from. What I want to call them and see if they need to come in. But they do the whole building, you know, they do the hallways, the latrines, and some private offices. All right, Sal, thank you for taking the time to speak to me. Okay, take care, please.
Okay, everyone can throw a koosh ball at Tim for missing that one.
No way!
Gosh, I was waiting for that one.
Hey, Tim, I can't believe it. The tough guy. The 83-year-old guy give you anything you need right now. He knows who he writes the check out for his rent. You got to get the name. Call him back this afternoon.
Now, Tim said that Dan and Gene would not want to run a meeting like that.
We just put a bid in for a multi-tenant.
Those are great.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. When did I say that?
I just went up and talked to John Hale, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's in a meeting.
It's in Columbus, that's why you was on that.
I'd still go. I'd drive right
Hey,
now.
wait.
I'd spend the weekend.
Great.
Why don't you go over and talk to Ben?
What? What's going on with that?
You know, Ben moved. He moved out of here. It wasn't enough space. He's now in the two buildings over, the short building.
Oh, private building or still owned by Kroll?
Cool.
That have an issue I need to address.
You might want to go over there, have him walk you through it, take a look at it, talk to him.
Talking about his Jeep too.
He wants to sell that?
He told me that.
He probably wants something bigger.
Tow the boat.
Tow the boat. Hole in the water into which you throw money. So, commercial vehicle group we have to listen to. This is a funny call.
No, Kevin's just laughing at me.
Commercial vehicle group, this is Julian. Hi.
Kathleen, this is Desiree.
Who did you say you were again? I apologize.
My name is Tim Gallagher.
And you are?
But Sherry said it was Julie.
So, let's listen to the beginning again, because you're only on 80% there.
What?
Yeah, 'cause you say, you're Julie and I'm Tim, remember?
That might be how they do it in East Germany.
Hi, Julie. My name is Tim.
You ignored how may I assist you. That's the right move. Okay? I know.
Kathleen, this is Desiree.
Who did you say you were again?
I'm Tim and you were Julie. Don't you remember?
Ooh.
Tie her shoelaces together. Right there. She asked for it. You give it to her.
My name is Tim Gallagher.
She didn't ask you for your last name. Don't give it.
I could check.
I'll wait while you do that. You didn't have to say System 4.
I didn't say so.
I just heard you say System 4.
What company are you with, sir?
System 4.
Who are you with? What do you say, Dina? I'm by myself. Who are you with?
She said, what company are you with?
Tim Gallagher should suffice. Don't give up your last name because it's a weapon you're going to use against who are you with. Okay? Got that now?
Yeah, you said you back there.
Cold call camp?
Hello. Hi, Kathleen. Yes. Hi, my name is Tim Gallagher. You probably don't remember me, do you? No, sure don't. Not a big deal. I didn't think you would. I'm looking for a little bit of help, Kathleen. I thought you might be the person that I would need to speak to. Would it be all right? I just started checking a few times, told you while I was calling. Maybe you could decide if we would need to talk further.
Sure, what do you need?
I work for System 4 here in the Columbus area. We do commercial cleaning. We typically want to speak with business professionals such as yourself. I'm here under frustrated with cleaning services that don't do what they say they were going to do. And other times they're angry they have to babysit their cleaners. And even other times they're embarrassed when they walk in the morning. It looks like their facility hadn't been cleaned the night before. I don't want to pretend like I know your business, but are any of these relevant and worth a conversation with you?
Not at the time. We're with a pretty good company at the moment.
Script execution, Dan?
No, not that.
No, he might even been better than that. He was
9.7,
9.5. You know, he's pretty damn good there.
I like.
He was smoother on the first.
Yeah, I see. On the first call, I liked how he took reps, rated, and spaced it out.
Yeah, so you're reasonably good there, and you got a prospect that's non-receptive. Fair, Dina? Yeah. So what are you going to do to this one?
Make her receptive.
She's going to ask where I'm going to give it to her.
Really? Who's doing the cleaning for you?
Star.
Oh, Star, good people over there always taking a lot of clients from. But nobody's perfect. If Star could do one thing better, what would you want to see improved on?
That was really smooth.
Maybe manpower.
Oh, see, okay, and
I tried to, I got stuck.
Yeah.
What do you do?
That's
What do you do,
not-
Tim?
That's not unusual. You wouldn't want to work with a company that
She
has
said
enough
manpower. What do you do here?
Could you tell me more? Could you be more specific?
Absolutely wrong.
What?
Absolutely wrong.
You don't say, could you be more specific?
Not yet. Dina, what do you think you'd say? Is not good. Nina, in theory of operation. Dan's got it. Say it, Dan.
That can't be it. Everybody that I talk to that works in Star says they have no problem with man.
Total vehement denial of whatever problem you get.
I was thrown by her.
Now, Dan deserves a coin for being awake and getting that one.
Where's my coach problem? I want to.
Total vehement denial. The prospect did what they thought was the right thing to do, giving you the answer, and you totally deny it because the prospect is the one that has to throw mud on the existing vendor. You don't want to do it. They will when you deny it and say, that can't be it. We've taken a lot of business from Star, and that's never the problem, manpower. They always shove more manpower at a job than they need.
It threw me off when she said manpower. I heard that before.
I know, Tim. But I'm the only one that ever threw you off.
It threw me off.
Yeah.
How's that been the problem for you?
Just sometimes I think they're a little understaffed.
Really? If you had let's pretend the company could come in and show you the same level of service with the right manpower, would you be interested?
Sounds like they don't want the same level of service, they want a better service.
It sounds like I'm listening to Dale Carnegie again. If I could show you a way to get better manpower, what would happen next? Come on, that's Dale Carnegie, 1912. Get off the soapbox in Gramercy Park. The prospect has now indicated a kink or a crack in their armor. What do you do, Nina?
Don't ask me that.
They got a kink in their armor. What do you do?
Stab at it.
Want to go down the paint tunnel?
Yeah. Take your axe and aim right at the crack. Hit him real hard. No Mr. Nice Guy, Tim. I know you want to be Mr. Nice Guy. What's it?
No, that's not what
Manpower can't be your problem. This prospect must throw the mud on the existing vendor, not you, Tim. Okay? And it's not talking about how good you are. You got to get her angry, pissed at her existing vendor.
You gonna look at it?
Not until we're ready to renegotiate our contract.
Sounds like you're willing to live with substandard service for some period of time into the future. What's that?
Say we or I.
Who said we?
Look, she told you she's got a problem, said she doesn't want to do anything about it, so throw salt in the wound, throw gasoline on the fire. Sounds like substandard service is just fine for you. I'll just mark that on your account. What would she say if you said substandard service is okay? Think she's going to object to that?
No, well, yeah, I'm not receiving. Set the standard.
You said you want more manpower. You're not getting it. So when you went back to your existing vendor and told them to put more men on the job, what happened?
Try to raise a rate.
Have you given up on trying?
I didn't do that. You didn't do that for a reason? Look, this is the prospect's problem, not yours, Tim. It's the prospect's problem. So, you got them on the stove, the water's boiling. Turn up the heat. Turn up the heat. I know. It's your brother-in-law, sister-in-law, or another relative, and you can't afford to say anything bad.
Okay, do you know when your contract's up?
Not until mid-April next year.
Mid-April. So what would be a better time to follow back with you?
Wow. I can't believe it. You know, it's okay if I tell you something you didn't want to hear. What would you say then,
Yes.
Dina?
The cleaning contracts aren't worth the paper we're printed on.
We've discovered over the years that clean contracts don't stand up in court.
Let's
So,
just say,
so what we do is we put everyone on a service agreement. If they don't like us, we're out of there in 30 days. You wouldn't want one of our people to take a look at your agreement to see if it's got an easy out clause, would you? What would she have said then?
Yes or no?
If she would have said yes, that means that the kink in the armor is good enough to cause some action. If she said no, that's Dan Netter's responsibility, then you would have found out who the real decision maker is if it wasn't her.
Probably beginning of April.
Okay. All right, Kathleen, I'll do that, and thank you for taking the time to take my call today.
No problem. Have a good day.
Sandler script. I'm changing the subject on you. Transactional analysis. What script is Tim playing in his head? Script in his head. Transactional analysis. Dina, did you hear an agreeable guy in Tim? You listened to the call? Pretty agreeable? Dan, pretty agreeable? I heard a nice guy. Throw away the nice guy script. What would Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator do? Was he always a nice guy?
She'd ask her for it, I'm going to give it to her.
Be tougher, Tim. Be tougher. Throw away the nice guy script. With your friends and family, people inside the company, you can be the nice guy. But on this telephone call, Tyrone would have been a lot tougher. Don't let him off the hook easy. Where are we? Dan Netter has two in here today. Cincinnati Bell. They're too big for you. Oh, the stores.
Retail.
Retail.
And they're not too big. They just have two offices, two buildings.
What you doing for you?
Union Shop.
Thanks for calling, Mr. Jason. Hi, Jason. My name's Dan Netter. I haven't caught you at a bad time, have I?
Stop right here.
Yeah, what's going on? Hey, listen, I'm friends with a couple of folks that work at
I need help with this part of the script because I don't know where and how to accurately interject a referral.
Oh, was it a referral or an introduction?
There's a referral.
Oh, Dan, here's Dina's name and telephone number. Give her a call. She needs your help.
That's exactly what it was.
Don't use my name. What is that?
What did you say, Mike? I'm sorry.
Don't use my name, but I know she needs your stuff.
That's just a warm cold call.
That's a cold call. That's a plain old ordinary cold call.
Yeah.
I say, okay, Dan, here's her name and number. I know she needs your stuff. You should call her. What is that call?
That would be a referral.
No, it wouldn't. It's a cold call.
If I ask a question and I can use your name, said you told her to.
Yeah, you can use my name.
Still a cold call.
Cold call.
Okay.
In that case, you do not tell Dina when you call her that you spoke to me.
Why not?
You ain't going to buy anything. You got no traction. I'm sending you out on thin ice. Now, Dina calls Dan Mazza. What's his name? Dan Mazza? And tells him, hey, this guy Roth really knows his shit. He's going to really help you out. I think you should do business with him. Is that a cold call for me? Or is that a referral call? That's a strong referral call. Now, if we do it on a speakerphone and she introduces me live, it's an introduction call.
Okay.
Okay? Don't mistake those things.
So how does your script change?
It doesn't on the one where I don't have permission to use the name, or they say, well, I can't call Dina to tell her about you. You got to handle that yourself.
I'm interested because one of my calls is the exact same scenario where I was.
This happens frequently.
You know, I was at a meeting
So
Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking with the person over there, and I asked about the office next door.
Mm-hmm.
And which is a sister company, both nonprofits, but a sister company to theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, well, yeah, give them a call, tell them I told you to call.
Can you call them and tell them I'm going to call?
If you don't do that.
Oh, if you screwed up and didn't do...
If you screwed up and didn't do that, which that would have been the optimal situation.
That's cold call.
You don't drop.
That's just cold call.
Don't drop the name at all.
No. You got no traction. This is really, you've run races, right?
Yeah.
Good. You run a race today on hard asphalt. It's not raining out. It's not 96 degrees. You're going to get pretty good traction.
Mm-hmm.
Good. We run the same race, January 1st. It's just been an ice storm. It's a sheet of glass out there. You got the same tires on, same car.
Right.
Who's going to win?
You'll win on the nice day with good traction. But I mean, that doesn't help at all if you're...
Not much.
So when you get a referral like that, should you say, would you mind giving so-and-so
It's
call
a-
and let me know I'll be calling them?
That's it.
Okay.
Turn the weak referral into something you get traction with. If you don't turn that traction on, it ain't going to work.
Well, you should, I mean, even if it's a weak referral, isn't that better than no referral?
Yeah, but the guy does, Dan Mazda didn't know, you gave me Dan Mazda's name the first time, didn't know you from Adam. After I got face to face with him, I said, this guy Dan Netta used to be with Tom James? And he said, I don't know, maybe I know the name. No traction.
That's garbage.
Okay. No traction. If you got traction, Dina calls up her friend Dan.
Right. Much more traction.
That's traction.
Yeah.
Okay? Recognize the cold call where they point you to someone who might need your services, the owner of the building, in that foot place that Tim called. Just know the prospect. Now, you have some evidence that indicates that there is pain.
Right. That's what I have on this.
I was talking to other tenants in your building.
That's what I had in my call too.
You got traction? Or you got not?
This call's garbage.
What's that?
After that little discussion, the first part of this call is garbage.
Good
Watch
day,
me
Val.
stumble.
And Spencer Jarrett was talking to one of my friends, kind of let me know that you guys occasionally have some trouble with your commercial cleaning needs at some of your retail locations.
I would have left out the guy's name.
Spencer?
Yes, I would have. You could have a negative feedback from this guy to Spencer
So I was taking a risk.
with your relationship with
I
Spencer.
represent a commercial cleaning company here
Okay.
in town. Most of the time when I talk to kind of people who make decisions, they tell me they're frustrated with cleaning companies that just don't do what they say they're going to do. Other times they tell me what makes them really angry is that they constantly have to babysit their cleaning companies. And even more, they tell me that they're embarrassed at how dirty their facility looks when they have customers come in. I don't want to pretend like I know your business, but are any of these relevant, worth the conversation? Yes, they are.
Dina, can you characterize the difference between what you just heard Dan doing and what some of the others have done on that script? What's that?
No.
Nina, can you characterize the difference?
Doesn't sound
Doesn't sound
scripted.
as scripty.
As scripted.
It doesn't sound as scripty, yeah.
Reading.
What's that?
There's no reading.
It didn't sound like he was reading.
Conversational.
Conversational.
Because I wasn't reading.
Yeah. Now, to make it more effective as an actor, I might have struggled on purpose a little bit more. Okay? You're running, again, at moderate to high speed. I don't think we've got a prospect that's moderate to high speed.
And I hate to say that you're a little late to the game, but we just did an RFP on it, and our new cleaning company actually just started about 3 months ago. Oh, shoot. That's too bad.
It should have said, that's good.
Little late, I hate to say that, but yeah, I mean, we just entered in the contract with a new cleaning company, and because of those issues that we were having, and we just searched this with a new company. Okay, is there a term on that contract, or is it open to a 30-day out? No, I don't know the details of the contract because I hear it, but, I mean...
They haven't turned.
Gasoline on the fire or play nice guy, Tim?
Can I tell you something?
Gasoline on the fire.
Oh, so you got a substantial discount, 30, 40% discount for signing up a term agreement of 1, 2, or 3 years.
Be good.
And then the guy's going pissed. They didn't give me a discount for signing up for 3 years. Make them pissed.
Discount did you get, the 50 to 40% off the
Yeah.
contract?
Yeah. Make them angry at their existing vendor.
We're pretty satisfied right now, but I mean, if you're going to
Pretty satisfied means?
shoot me an email with information, I mean, I can keep it in my technical files, and when stuff comes available in the future, I can show you things that I'd be happy to do that. I don't know if
I can't, I'm really ticklish.
Got that? He said, I put you in my tickler file. I can't do that, I'm really ticklish.
That'd be good.
That'd be a good one.
Good one.
It makes sense for me to even to put
Good
together,
try.
you know, a quote that would be good for, you know, a year, just in case if something should happen, you'd be ready to make a move. All right.
That was good.
They change cleaning, I have on inside information, they change cleaning companies every 6 months because somebody steals a phone and they need to make a change right away.
I mean, if you think that'd be advantageous, I'm more than glad to want to do that. Send it to me via email. I'll make sure I keep it.
Okay, let me just verify your email address is jason.ratliff@simval.com.
That's it?
And are all of the retail locations under one contract?
Yes.
Okay, so there's about 14 of them?
10.
There's 10. Okay, so there's probably not, is there a store at Atrium 1 in the lobby?
The rest of the calls me.
Okay, and then Hyde Park, Western Hills, Crestview Hills, Kenwood, Florence Mall, Northgate, Eastgate, Westchester Plaza, Bridgewater.
Next call.
Good morning, what's your tractor?
Yeah, Mary isn't in, is she?
I'm sorry?
Mary isn't in, is she?
May I ask who's calling?
This is Dan Netter.
We already have a proposal.
Okay.
This is something that Kevin suggested that I try. Things that have been stagnant for X amount of period.
Okay, so what's wrong with this call? The background noise. So Dan, I know it's sometimes a hot day or a cold day. You want to turn that heater or air conditioner up full blast. You put it down manually to lowest possible speed, and you'd be personally uncomfortable.
BlackBerry sound if you're not on a Bluetooth.
It's not my BlackBerry.
What is it?
It's my iPhone through my car speakers.
Don't run through the car speakers. Go out. Kevin turned me on to that Bluetooth thing. I was wearing it last night at the Rotary picnic. People thought I was crazy, right, Nina?
I thought you were like some kind of an announcer, and I kept waiting for you to say something. I didn't know it was your phone.
Difficult
That's
to
funny.
record via the Bluetooth though.
Why? How's he making that recording?
I dialed the phone here, set the phone on my passenger chair, hit the record button, and that's it. I have two hands on the wheel, I'm talking, I can
The
concentrate.
odds are she hears him with zero noise whatsoever.
I think that's the recorder picking up the
Yeah,
noise.
the Bluetooth in the car is quite good as far as.
Okay.
She passed away in May.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No wonder it's still
That explains why it's stagnant.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
I've had that happen. Me too.
I knew she wasn't feeling well and wasn't doing real well, but I'm sorry to hear she passed away. Maybe I could ask a question, and maybe there's somebody else there that I need to talk to now. I just put a quote together for Mary a while back for the cleaning of the facility there. Is there somebody else that would handle that now?
That would be me.
Or would be you?
So now, your mistake at the beginning of the call where you didn't get her name bites you in the...
I'll pay for it here.
Okay, great. I'm sorry. I don't think I got to tell your name.
It's Christine.
Hi, Christine.
Where are you from again?
I'm from System 4.
You're not from System 4. Can you hear Toledo on my accent? She fell into a classic mistake.
Yeah.
Go to Abbott and Costello. Toledo. Does it sound that bad? Do I sound like a Jeep?
Because we are actually doing this for cleaning, so, yeah.
Can I come out to see you?
Yeah.
Took a risk.
I did.
Go positive, you take a hell of a risk. I couldn't come out to see you, could I?
Correct.
Actually, we have someone else coming out tomorrow to give us a bid, so sometime next week would be okay. So, like 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Okay, what day would work best for you?
I would say, let me look here. Can I put you on hold for just a moment? I'm going to get this other call real quick.
No, no problem.
Alrighty.
Welcome. I've got some suggestions from customers just like you. These are innovative machines designed to
Say, probably Wednesday would be good, like at 2 o'clock?
I think I have a 2:30 on Wednesday. Could we do it?
Okay, that'd be good, sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I have a 2:30 meeting already scheduled on Wednesday.
Oh, I see. How about Thursday?
Thursday could work. I could come out tomorrow at
You want to go after, right?
Laura?
Yeah, you want to go after the other guy comes.
Right, that's why I was trying to go tomorrow late afternoon.
Oh,
Which would be today, late afternoon.
Friday, late afternoon, if you're not got the absolute ultimate decision maker, it ain't going to happen. You're not going to get the order. If you got the ultimate decision maker, no problem.
She
Doesn't.
told me she's the one that handles that now. It's a small shop.
Small shop. Do you think Carmen could sign a cleaning contract? Small shop.
No.
No.
Do you think the owner?
Do you think, Chris Gross, the guy who was sitting over there, first class, sales manager for Martin Marietta, could sign the contract?
Not sure. Probably not.
Probably not.
Like 2:30.
Definitely not.
Yeah, like I said, I already have someone
Oh,
else coming
right,
tomorrow at
right.
that time, yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Okay, what about, could we do maybe Wednesday at 1 o'clock?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, great. Well, what I'll do is what's your email address?
Here, let me spell it for you. C.
Some guy was burning.
Gorby, and that's G as in girl, O-R-B as in boy, Y.
Okay.
At murphytractor.com.
That's the nice part about having two phones.
Jennifer, well, what I'll do is when I get back to the office, I'll send you a meeting reminder, just so we both know that we're going to be there at 1 o'clock on Wednesday.
That sounds great.
Perfect. Looking forward to meeting you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
What was the advantage of two phones there?
Manage two phones is because I'm calling on this one, I'm putting your email address in on this one.
Oh, you shouldn't be texting and driving. No one heard that. It's not on tape. Yeah, you have the autopilot button.
I do.
Right, okay.
It's the Google option.
You also know that, did you know that the law passed where you're not supposed to text and drive in
He
Ohio?
wasn't
Ohio.
texting, he was entering information.
In Ohio, I was on the bridge into
God,
Kentucky.
you were on the bridge?
No,
It is a secondary offense, so you don't get in trouble too unless you have an accident while you're texting and driving.
Well,
Not
You don't get-
anymore.
Which means they can't pull you over.
They can't pull you over for it.
Yes, they can now.
they passed
They
the
just,
law
it
last Friday.
just, it just went into effect last Friday.
If you're
Yeah,
a
they
teenager.
can tell it put it on for that.
No, anybody can.
If you're looking down, they can pull you over. Because we had this big company-wide email sent out about it, to make sure you're not doing it. So just a little FYI.
I
so,
was on the bridge into Kentucky.
Couldn't you have listened to the call back again and gotten her email
Sure.
address?
that's the way you should do it.
That didn't go through my head.
Yeah, how did that record if you were in your car?
Because it plays through all of my speakers in the car. Got something right here.
Yeah.
And so all I did is I put the recorder on my center console,
Oh,
and I put through the phone in the back seat. It doesn't matter what the phone is.
Yeah. So he's going second. The proposal that you wrote for this place is,
$421 a month.
that's the old proposal.
Old proposal.
Yeah. So is the new proposal going to be more expensive or less expensive?
I couldn't tell you. I didn't do the proposal the first time. Craig did.
Oh, a really old proposal.
that's supposed to
She
be
probably
less.
doesn't even have it anymore.
How many are there out there like that?
Tons and tons and tons.
Really?
10 a day.
10 a day?
I'm calling 10 of those a day.
Okay. But total, how many?
I couldn't tell you.
1,000 out there like that? Might be worth some telemarketing calls.
Yeah.
6 months ago, we gave a proposal to Joe Schmo. Is Joe still there? Because not only do the people die, they change jobs or they change responsibility within companies. When you were at US Steel, Kevin, how long did you keep the same job on average? Yeah, for you.
It was inside of every 2 years I changed.
When I was at Burroughs, I had a different set of responsibilities every 6 months. I mean, I'm starting all over again every 6 months. Hey, there were a lot of promotions involved, different territories, different product lines. So people change, and you have to be willing to recognize that happens in sales. We have to talk to different contacts. We got a couple more of these calls.
Got a couple for Gene.
Yeah. Oh, I do have 2 for Gene. Auto enthusiast. Didn't we call him before?
Thank you for calling Enthusiast Auto Group, the area's largest independent BMW sales, service, and performance center. Enter the first 3 or 4 letters of the person's first.
We appreciate your patience while waiting. So Eric is Nancy.
He's actually out underneath the car right now.
Oh, no problem. I just somebody else might be able to help me. I don't know if you can or not. Can I tell you, take 30 seconds and tell you the purpose of my call? Hey, my name's Gene Fine.
You had Eric's name?
As it's a cold referral, or a...
Is Eric the owner of the shop?
Eric's one of 3 owners.
Oh. Mind if I ask you a question? Which one of the owners handles the administrative work in the business?
With System 4.
Here you're taking a blind shot.
We're a commercial cleaning company, and typically...
Is this one of the owners?
Josh is one of the owners or managers. I hear that they're frustrated with their cleaning company who doesn't do what they say, or they tell me they're angry and they have to contact and babysit their cleaners. I want to pretend like I know you guys' business. Is any of this relevant and worth the conversation?
No, we don't have any. Is it for like seatbelts or whatever?
Well, we do
Seatbelts?
cleaning, and I'm pretty familiar with your shop. I'm actually a BMW guy myself. So,
I have a guy that he cleans it for us.
Is it an employee or is it a outside company? Okay. Can I tell you something you might not want to hear?
Unusual.
You generally think we find that having
Did he agree there? I didn't hear an agreement.
I thought I heard him say
an employee clean is actually more expensive than having a outside service come in.
At $8 an hour is more expensive?
You'd be surprised. You know, we could take some time to sit down and I could show you some options and see if we might be able to save you guys a few dollars.
If you want to email something over, but you're barking up a hard tree, I won't be the one to make the decision.
Is that Eric who makes the decision on that, or?
Yeah, I know what he'll tell you right now, and I know Evan will probably tell you right now. But if you want to send some information email, that's usually the best way to get our attention.
That'd be great. What's the email address?
I'll just tell you, send it to me. I'll look at it and forward them. It's Josh at CM.
What could you have done differently?
That's what I'm asking. That's why I put it in.
What would you have done differently, Nina?
I would give him a stroke. Administrative.
Dina, what would you have done differently? Is this guy Eric sounds like Vito? He was under the car. He's a mechanic. What time does Eric come in the morning? Eric shows up at 7 a.m. You show up at 6:50 with a couple of Starbucks. That's all. And he's using an $8 an hour person. The cost of workers' comp is what? Incorrect classification on workers' comp. What are the penalties? Do you know, Gene? You can pick up the phone and call the Bureau of Workers' Comp and find out, can't you? Good. What are the additional costs if the person isn't covered, trips and falls in a greasy floor that he was attempting to clean or mop? Is the $20,000 in medical bills to put a couple of screws in the guy's ankle going to be covered by workers' comp?
Well, the other thing is, we'll probably be pretty close when you look at payroll taxes, workman's comp insurance, when you look at, he has to buy the chemicals, he has to buy the supplies, he's got to manage this guy.
He's got to find the time to buy the supplies.
Exactly. I mean, you got to travel to get that, you got to travel to get back. I mean, you look at all of that, we'll be pretty close with that alone.
Exactly. And that's something for a conversation with face to face. Less I'm talking here, because I'm not going to put the judge.
Go to Eric. That's your answer. Gene, fine. Artworks.
This is the one that, similar situation, this is where I'm doing this correctly. Ask Tommy.
1 minute, 59 seconds.
I got to finish up. Reception.
Your network, this is Brianne.
Hi, Brianne. My name's Steve. I'm hoping you can help me out. I was talking with, Sylvia over at Mark's Wave the other day. I work for a commercial cleaning company, and she recommended I give you guys a shout because we've been talking with them about doing their cleaning. I'm going to speak to your company about that.
So that whole first part there, that's BS. Just take it out.
Okay.
Didn't do you any good.
That's the answer. That's all we need for that question, actually, because that was my question as far as the intro.
Yeah, it should have been a straight up call.
Straight
I'm
call.
not sure if actually we'll be able to help. It's the same as what Mike talked about with Dan, right? The first call.
That was why.
Got no traction. No traction.
Question.
It's cold call. With traction, strong referral, then we treat it differently. Great. Let's take out our lesson learned sheets and see what we learned here in the last hour and a half. Edie's got an answer for us already. What's your lesson? Give strokes. That's good, Edie. Throw the ball to someone.
Edie, bring it downtown.
Gene's got it. Gene's got it.
Nothing has changed in your business in the last X years.
Who's got it?
I got it.
Dan.
Introductions, not referrals, because those referrals equal cold calls.
I don't want any more referrals. I want only introductions. I've got time to deal with introductions. I do not have time to deal with cold calls.
I gave you 2 cold calls today.
Good, thank you.
You're amazing.
Who's got the ball?
Tim does.
Tim.
Know when to blow somebody up.
You can't. The rule is you can't lose anything you didn't have. It's okay to blow them up.
I'm going to say, Mike, today's lesson learned is you want to know if you're getting a fair price with you.
Oh, that's fine.
I put it down.
Look right at it.
I always have that on my rule I change, but I put down that could be the problem. That's not unusual. Nothing can probably change that. But always use the stroke and follow the negative reverse. If you just use the stroke, it doesn't do anything. Just do the negative reverse. It makes sense.
Sandler rule: nurture, nurture, nurture. Who's getting the ball next? We hear from Nina.
Mine was actually you would want to be sure, would you? But I like the idea of saying you have a company rule to call back during 60 or 90 days or asking for a referral.
Use the fallback on a company rule.
Yeah.
That way, it's someone else's problem. Dina.
I put down memorize the script.
What's say?
Memorize the script so that you're not reading it.
Yeah, once you've said it 40 or 50 times, you're going to get pretty natural into saying it. But if you're saying it for the first time, or you haven't said it for a month, then you got to go back to practice, get the stage play right, do a rerun. Thanks for coming in. Have a great weekend, folks.
I'll show you on there. So.